processing the call I just got. Jesse Ventura, poor Minnesota governor, just called the hotline and gave me some pretty much off the record. But then he said, well, it can be on the record. And he said, well, maybe it's just better I come on. So we'll probably get him on next week. You know, he told me he was going to give me the exclusive once the judge ruled whether his lawsuit against the TSA for violating his Fourth Amendment and Americans with Disabilities Act, that he was going to give us the first interview once that happened, that he'd do a press conference and then give us the first interview. And then he just called up and said, obviously they haven't ruled yet, and so that's why I haven't been on your show yet. And then he gave me some kind of inside baseball stuff that's going on, but it looks good what's happening. But you know what? Then he said I could say what he told me, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it until he joins us next week. And Jaron, don't let me forget, Ventura wants me to call him Monday. And of course, I'll always forget. So it's good to hear from him. He's such a real guy. Folks are always trying to demonize Ventura. But you know what? That's who I admire, is real people. Like Lord Christopher Monckton, who was on with us earlier. Now, I know we've had callers that have been patiently holding for over an hour. And I apologize for that. But you know what? The ruling just came down that Michael Allison facing life in prison, that's been thrown out of court, but that it looks like the state's going to appeal and keep trying to throw him in prison for life for taping cops in public. Yeah, you now live in North Korea or worse. And then the Lord Monckton thing broke, where they've been caught putting out fake maps about Greenland and disappearing when it hasn't. So that happened, and that happens a lot on the show. We've got a big, special, in-depth, full-spectrum analysis of Gardasil. I covered it some last night, but tonight, Dr. Andrew Wakefield, who they've run hoaxes against as well. Again, these are bold-faced liars. They have had scientists funded by Merck and by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and by Big Pharma publicly come out, 3 of them. And the media says they're independent. And they say not one person's been hurt by Gardasil. I'll give Michelle Bachmann $10,000 if she can show me one example. The CDC says 18,000 plus adverse reactions, including death. We show the documents. I mean, just type in Gardasil deaths. You'll get CBS, ABC, NBC. It's been going on 5 years. It's a major controversy. And they just sit there with a bold, not one person's been hurt, and people start sending me emails going, oh, Alex, what is this? They say nobody's been hurt. They're counting on you not looking. They came out last year or earlier this year and said, Dr. Wakefield's been discredited. This reporter, who it turns out has connections to Big Pharma, says he faked his research. And then you go look, and there's no evidence of it. And Wakefield's saying, I didn't fake anything. And then I have Ed Asner on yesterday. And Ed Asner has the nerve to dare challenge vaccines over the years, so he gets demonized. And then they come out and say, Wakefield's been discredited, and Asner, who has an autistic, what do you say, son and grandson, he goes, well, I guess I was wrong. That's been discredited. I'm like, no, it hadn't, Ed. No, it hadn't. It's the boldness of this, the boldness of not letting the firefighters and police be at ground zero this year because they know they're angry. The boldness of the EPA's own documents. I'm going to show those tonight, where they knew day one it was deadly dust and were ordered to cover it up. That's all public. They still have debates about whether the dust was bad or not. Huge asbestos buildings. 4 feet of deadly dust. That's what's frustrating. I mean, here's another headline out of CBS News Chicago. Property values down, but property taxes up. Same thing living in here. I don't live in Travis County anymore. I live right outside town. My property taxes go up and up and up and up, and my property value goes down and down and down. And they just don't care. And you can go try to challenge it. They don't care. It's a rent on property. I don't own my property. I pay rent to the government. That's feudalism. We didn't have a property tax till 50 years ago in this country. It's a joke. To admit we're living under tyranny or we have no chance. Now, we're going to go to your calls coming up. There's a lot to talk about, and I'm going to cover a smattering of important news here. With Luke Rudkowski joining us today. Luke, it is so good to have you here in studio in Austin, Texas.
Thanks for having me. It's beautiful here. You have a great staff. I want to thank everybody here. Amazing guys working with you, and it's an honor and a pleasure being here.
You couldn't go out to eat with us last night because you were hanging out with a lady friend here in Austin.
No comment.
You may get arrested for being heterosexual nowadays.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me now. Yeah. What's going on?
You're some kind of thought criminal, pal.
Just...
Oh, boy. All right, Luke, enough of me. You know, I'll talk forever. What is foremost on your mind right now?
I mean, news is breaking all day. I mean, just right now I got notice from Adam Kokesh that his charges were dropped for dancing at the Jefferson Memorial. I was out there in New York City during the Occupy Wall Street event, and I'm telling you, it was an amazing sight seeing hundreds of people come together from all walks, from different spectrums, coming together because they're sick and tired of what's happening in this world.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here on that. Give us a report on that, because we know there were now arrests yesterday, and they blocked that area of Wall Street, so you couldn't even get in there. This is like Tiananmen Square.
It's ridiculous what's happening, and that's why Yahoo is even censoring emails with people who are sending out the OccupyWallStreet.org email and sending out information about what's happening down there. And it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, there's hundreds of people. There was more cops than protesters, though. Cops blocked off all of Wall Street.
But see how you just glazed over that? We've gotten conditioned now where we're in San Francisco. They admit they turned off the cell phones because of a peaceful protest.
Yep.
Now, I mean, this is what they do in third world dictatorships.
Yep.
Can't send that email saying protest in America. Can't have a cell phone during a protest. I mean, they're really getting ready for collapse.
Yeah. And police blocked off all of Wall Street. Nobody could even walk near Wall Street. They blocked off blocks of areas, and the police were following protesters everywhere they went. They finally found one square. And what's really beautiful about this is we have, you know, socialists, communists, with Ron Paulers, with End of Fetters, with first responders, with Not 11 Truthers all together.
That's what scares the globalists.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, that's why there's so much censorship. That's why it's such an important thing that I was there, because Lupe Fiasco was there, Roseanne Barr was there. We got interviews with them on our YouTube channel. And it's amazing seeing all these people from all these spectrums sitting together, breaking bread and having conversations with each other about where do we go from here? What's going to happen in the future? What are we going to do?
Well, yeah, whether you're a hardcore libertarian bordering on anarchy like I am, or the socialist Ed Asner, they agree you got to go after the banksters, the Federal Reserve. It's the problem. Yeah. And they don't like that. They want Republican, Democrat fighting. They want to be able to burn the puppet Obama at the stake politically. I won't cry about that, but not if it's a political diversion. Yeah. They don't want us looking up at the real power structure, because once that happens, it's game over.
Exactly. And
once you find the sleeping place of the vampire, it's over.
Yeah. And it's amazing seeing these people put their lives on the line, being beat up by police officers, sleeping out there, eating out there, living out there, just because they have nothing else to do. Protests don't work. So now they're moving to a new system that worked in Egypt, that worked in Spain, that worked in Greece, where people are just coming into the main squares and saying, look, enough is enough. We have no jobs. We have no economic opportunities growing up. So,
but in Greece, they're able to get in the square, not in America.
Yeah, they blocked off one little square with police officers encircling them in New York City. And right now, just yesterday, they beat up people because they put up a tarp over video camera equipment. They have a live feed going, and they set up a tarp over the video equipment. When it was raining, the cops came in, literally just beat up people, dragged people, threw people all over.
Well, we got footage of you where they walk up and say, we're going to put you in jail for terrorism for the camera.
Yeah, it's pretty
You say,
ridiculous.
but officer, that's not true. And they say, we're going to put you in jail.
Yeah, right on camera.
That's America.
Yeah, but we have to fight back. And
I mean, so criminal. I keep going back to this. They do it on camera now.
Yeah, we have to understand we have a lot more authority now than we ever did before. That video camera, you could show the world the truth in just one glimpse, in like one little quick video. And it's such an amazing power we have, and we could fight this. I mean, in Spain, when I covered these same exact protests, police officers came and beat up people. There was blood in the streets. Bones were broken. Like huge batons were used against women, children, old people were battered in the streets in Spain.
And that's the government has hired criminals.
But then this is the beautiful thing that happened. The videos came out online, and the whole city of Barcelona came out. I'm talking about almost 1 million people in the streets of Barcelona. And I came out there as soon as I heard all the news that was happening.
It's like the footage of the UN troops raping little kids has come out in Haiti.
Yep.
That's right. We're going to show who you are. We're going to use your big brother tool against you.
But this is what happened. 1 million people came out on the street saying enough is enough. We stand with these people. We are the people. We had enough of that 1% screwing everybody over. And the next day, when everybody left, and there were still people sleeping there wasn't a police officer in sight. And when I came there, when I was documenting everything, I never even saw a police officer there. They were afraid. They backed up. It backfired.
Yeah, but what kind of cop wants to beat women? I've seen the footage of them beating women, pepper spraying babies' faces. And the mother says, why'd you do that? And they say, you bleeper, don't take a kid to a protest.
Insecure, angry, fearful people. And I think the main problem we face in our society is the fear. I mean, police officers sadly have to deal with the worst in our community, and they fear everybody. They're afraid of people because they see the worst in people. But we have to show them and show them respect, and that's what's happening also in Spain and in New York City right now, is saying you're not the enemy. You're one of us. Your pensions are being screwed.
Some of the cops are nice that had them come over, but man, in New York, a lot of the cops, they look like something out of a joke, out of a comic book of a corrupt cop.
Yeah.
Belly hanging out, hat on the back of their head, smoking cigarettes, cigars, going, you know the types I'm
They're
talking
all
about.
insecure, and they feed on your fear. They want to intimidate you. But as soon as you look them in the eyes and you show them you're not afraid of them, they don't know what to do. They start stuttling, they start mumbling, they start freaking out. Because once you show them you're a human being and you look them in the eyes and you make that contact.
You also show them the authority.
Exactly. You show them that we're a human being. We could be your brother,
you're just a criminal in a monkey suit. That piece of badge doesn't mean jack crap, buddy. I come with the authority of common law and the republic.
Yeah, and we have rights within us. We just have to realize them and use them. We don't use them, they're going to go away. And they're going away because everybody's happy with just being patted down at a football game right now. But we're trying to change that, and it is changing. And I see beautiful things coming ahead.
And Luke, we told people that was coming. And it's total TSA takeover. Man.
Yeah, it's going to get worse and worse and worse until we stand up, until we do something. And I do believe in positivity. I do believe we could get a lot of good things.
I agree. We're going to win. Listen, we're winning on Gardasil. It's now the big issue. The Fed. But so many people that really wake up at first think we're doomed.
Yeah.
They don't understand. It's got to get bad before it gets good.
There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of, again, fear because you're afraid of what's going to happen. People are paranoid. But once we get rid of that, once we lose all that negativity.
You just got to commit.
Anything could happen. Nothing is impossible. And that's what Roseanne Barr told me. We are winning. And I told her, we just have to realize that, and we will be winning. And it's all in our hands. It's right in front of us.
Well, that's why they're getting ready to throw Obama to the wolves.
Yeah, we have the true potential within ourselves to do anything in this world, and it's us just believing it. It's us going out there and doing it. I mean, that's what made me start We Are Change, is the idea of being the change we want in this world.
We got to get some headphones. We're going to take some calls. And a bunch of other issues with Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change. GCNlive.com.
Hey, Brian, if you could do just one thing today to ensure your family's food security, what would it be?
That's easy, Bill. I'd head straight to soupbeansurvival.com.
Soupbeansurvival.com?
I know, Bill, it sounds crazy, but this ancient secret has been around for over 8,000 years, and it truly is nature's super survival food.
Really, Brian? The #1 survival food? Well, certainly the forgotten survival food.
Absolutely, Bill. The folks at soupbeansurvival.com scoured our planet to find the very best heirloom seeds, to truly find nature's super survival food.
Brian, these aren't grocery store beans, are they?
No way, Bill. You're not going to find these beans in any grocery store. These are the absolute highest quality beans in the world. Visit soupbeansurvival.com. That's soupbeansurvival.com for all the information you're going to need for nature's super survival food.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join prisonplanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear.
OpticsPlanet.com is where discerning gun owners and outdoorsmen go to gear up. Optics Planet has the best selection of rifle scopes, red dots, night vision, holsters, bags, and tactical gear on the planet, with always low prices, free shipping on most orders, and expert customer service. Go to OpticsPlanet.com/GCN to get a free gift with purchase. That's OpticsPlanet.com/GCN, or call 800-332-OPTICS, 800-332-6784.
HempUSA.org has a revolutionary wonder food for detoxing the body and rebuilding the immune system.